question is about the micropolitics of masculinity, that influences literacy. So I began my career some 20 years ago researching black males and literacy. And the thing that I found is that they were reading and writing, but they usually have to have that reading approved by other young men because they wanted to feel cool. This is what majors in Bilson called cool pose. They also was told narratives that reading was not for black boys. They were also told that reading and writing, was feminine or that it was white, right? And so that this type of micro-political arrangement had worked itself out. This arrangement of governing what they were reading, governing of what they were writing, right? Governing how they participated, within school. So when this teacher calls me out, she understands that had she said, David, I know you're a smart student, in front of all of those students, it would have made me shrink instead of stand. It would have pushed me back instead of brought me forward, because there was these unwritten rules of what it meant to be a young black boy in that space, in this particular space. Right? That's why we talk about multiple masculinities. That's why we talk about toxic masculinity, in certain ways, right? Because there are these narratives, there are these cultural scripts that define behavior. The other piece, had she said, David, what's wrong with you? Like, you show up, it would have embarrassed me in front of all of those young people. And then the fragility of the masculine ego, which is another part of the micropolitics of masculinity, right? This fragility would have made me shrink. It would have probably made me lash out against her. So instead, she created a space for the two of us to be alone. And never once in that space did she ask me what was going on. Instead, she nurtured me. She nurtured the soil. She did some other things. She gave me, things to, do when I was with her. I graded papers. And after a while, I would begin to grab books that were on her shelf. So much so that I read most of the books in that classroom. So by the end of 7th grade, I'd read most of the books. This dyslexic kid. Teacher had created a space with this deep understanding that who we teach, this is a young black man. I need to pay attention, to, the types of pressures, the types of environments, types of constraints that kind of govern his participation. Who we teach mattered as much as what we taught. And she understood it. And she was able to respond to my needs in ways that got me through one of the hardest years of my life. And that's why I'm here today. Thank you for your question.